it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a Boxycharm unboxing. Now, if you're not familiar with how I do my Boxycharm unboxings, here's how it goes down. First, I will look at last month's products. I will let you know how I used those throughout the month and whether I would have paid the cost of the box, which is $25 for those items. Then I go into this month's box not really knowing what's inside. I have my husband look at the card and let me know what kinds of products are there. So that way I can open these up and I can slap them on my face and do a first impressions for you. Before we begin, the most important thing you guys know is the cat candle. We are setting this cat on fire only while I'm filming, and it is, you can see inside maybe, there's like a little cat skeleton that's going to eventually appear. So subscribe if nothing else but to see this cat burn. The cat is on fire, we can officially start. I have to admit I'm nervous / excited for this month's box, namely because last month was a banger for me. Every single product was so good, and that never happens to me. So always, whenever I get one of those awesome boxes, the next one is usually like a bit of a letdown, but I still have high hopes and I'll explain that in a bit. First, let's go over the January box. The theme was breaking the ice. I have no clue why, because none of these things felt icy or wintry or anything like that. But let's start with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. I liked this. I didn't love it. I did use it both as a wash-off mask where you leave it on for about 10 minutes, kind of a thick layer, and then rinse that off. And I also used it as a sleeping mask where you put on a bit of a thinner layer and you wake up and your skin is supposed to be radiant and everything like that. You're even supposed to see this kind of ball up on your skin a little bit, and it's supposed to be the dead skin cells, which I really think just translates to the product is pilling on your skin, but I digress. This smells good, it feels nice, it always feels cooling, so I really do enjoy that. It does feel a bit moisturizing, but I wouldn't say that this is anything earth-shattering. I don't know, I've only used this probably about 4 times this month, I'd say 4 to 5 times. I will have to get back to you once I finish the whole thing, but I'm not sure if this is something I would repurchase. I don't dislike it, but I'm just not over the moon about it. And this little one retails for $22, which may seem steep, but a little bit goes a very long way, so I don't have any problem with that price. Next was the Grande Drama Intense Thickening Mascara with castor oil. This I didn't love at all. This retails for $25. It did an okay job of making my lashes look fine, but I have to admit that I'm likely just going to be, I would say passing this on to a friend, but I've used it a handful of times, so I think I'm just gonna throw it away, namely because it smells. Now, there's one thing with having fragrance added to your makeup. There's another thing that we all know that smell when your makeup has gone bad, and this smelled that way the second I opened it. It just smells very alcohol-y, and it doesn't smell good. I don't feel comfortable putting this near my eyes. I am gonna be just trashing this, so this was the only big loss for me. Then we had the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn Palette. I've used this multiple times. You can see especially Golden Hour is my favorite shade. I really enjoy this. This was such a nice surprise for me because I've used Ace Beauty eyeshadows in the past and I've liked them, but they've never been mind-blowing. This I've used so much. Plus the packaging is very sleek but sturdy, so I feel like this would be great to take with you places because there's just such a cool mix of different shades in here. I really loved this. I know that there was another palette that a lot of people got that was so pinky, and I'm so glad I didn't get that one because this one is much more my speed. Super pumped, and this retailed for 35 bucks. Next was the Too Faced Diamond Light Highlighter, and the color I got was Fancy Pink Diamond. I don't know if you can see, but the Too Faced logo is completely gone because I have been using this a lot and I do enjoy it. This for me is something that's good for when you want that glow from within look. I really feel like it does a good job. It melts into the skin. It doesn't sit on top like a lot of powder highlighters do. It melts in and just makes you look like genuinely you're glowing from within. Now, the packaging is a bit bulky for my taste considering, you know, there's just a little bit of a highlighter in there. But again, I do really like this. I really think that this could be a highlighter I use until it's gone. And I don't say that about many products. And this retails for 36 bucks, which is also kind of hefty. Jeez. And last but not least, we have my lava. This is the Wander Beauty Trip for Two Blush and Bronzer Duo. If you watched my video, you know that I was shocked by this because this shade, I was like, in what world is that a bronzer? In my world, it's a bronzer. I have used this every single day since I've gotten it. Every single day that I have put makeup on my face, I have used this. I like the blush. I haven't used that every single day, but the bronzer, this is my perfect tone. I'm obsessed and I will be repurchasing this when it is gone, and this retailed for 36 bucks, which is a steal for me because it is my perfect shade. So knowing that I loved all of these and I enjoyed this, would I have paid $25 for it? Yeah, I would have. I'll be honest, knowing now what I know, I probably would pay $75 for this whole kit. 75 bucks, I would say easily, because this is just, these are so good. Again though, that's what makes me nervous for this month's box, but let's get into it. One of the reasons that I'm more excited about this box and less nervous is because my friend Stacy just got Boxycharm for the first time. She's used things like the Sephora Play and Ipsy, and she got this and she just was raving about it. I told her, don't tell me what you got in your box because I like to keep it a surprise, but she was just raving about it and she was so happy. So fingers crossed, maybe this one is a banger too, but I don't know if I've ever had 2 months in a row where everything was a banger. What's also interesting is that there is no card in this box. I do know that because Boxycharm is now sending virtual cards. So I did not look at this, but I did have my husband look at it. So we are gonna open this up and see which products are in here one by one. The first product is by Kate Somerville, and it is Active Concentrates Biomimicking Peptides, Smooth and Firm. Okay, I just triple checked and Kate Somerville is a cruelty-free brand, and this retails for $98. This says AM and PM, apply 1 to 2 drops to cleansed skin, use alone or with other active concentrates, or layer with serum or moisturizer. So I will try this out today. I am curious about this, and that's hefty. The box costs $25 and this is $98 retail value. So if this is good, that's quadruple the box's cost already. Impressive. The next item is, what is this? Okay, this is by Ciate London, Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. I always try not to rip the boxes when I'm taking stuff out, because if I don't like it, I want to be able to give this to somebody and not have it be ripped and nasty, but I think it's not possible. Thanks, Ciate. Okay, so this powder does look very loose and fine. Of course it looks loose. It's a loose powder. What I meant to say is that it does look very fine milled. What I'm concerned with is the coconut smell, if it's going to be strong. So give me a second and let's see together. Okay, so the smell is definitely there. I wouldn't necessarily say it's strong. I would say it's on par with some Physicians Formula products like the butter bronzer, things like that. So we'll give this a shot. This is also cruelty-free, so yay. And let me see what this retails for. This retails for $22, which I feel like is on par with a kind of Sephora / Ulta higher end brand. So there we go. Already we are at $120 even value. The next item is, oh, okay. So these are the First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads, and hold on a minute. Okay, so this comes with 28 pads, and I actually already have the 60 pad set. This came in a kit that I bought because I love their moisturizer. So I'm not gonna be opening this today to use it, but I will use one from here. My thoughts on this, I like it. I've never seen any massive difference from it or felt any massive difference, but it's nice. I do feel like it exfoliates just a little bit. This is just supposed to kind of brighten your skin tone and exfoliate a bit. Am I blown away by it? No. But do I hate it? Also no. So this set of 28 pads retails for $16, and First Aid Beauty is one of those brands that's always on sale at Ulta. So I feel like that's a really good deal for a skincare product because I also really do love that line and cruelty-free. The fourth item is sponges. Okay. So this is a sponge set by Luxie Beauty. I really do like their makeup brushes that I've used from them. So maybe the sponges will be great too. I'm only making a kind of hesitant face because I've tried some other sponges, and like, for example, I've tried the Real Technique sponge and I hated it. When it comes to Moda sponges, I do have like a couple that I like, but I'm very picky about them. So I'm kind of a beauty blender slut. But we'll see. I will try one of these today and maybe do a little bit of foundation or concealer or something like that so we can test it out, or maybe there's something in the box that is makeup related. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. This was makeup related, but we haven't gotten any. There's been no like lip product. There's been no eye products. Well, there's one thing left. Let's see. Oh, by the way, let me see how much this retails for. That sponge set retails for 40 bucks, which is kind of pricey considering that beauty blenders I think are $20 a pop and you get 2 of those. So I mean, it's almost like you just get like a bonus one, but we'll see, maybe they're amazing. And the final item is, Okay, it's makeup wipes, EVO Skin and Aurora Refreshing Cleansing Hemp Wipes. Look, I know that CBD and hemp and all that shit is the rage right now, but do we have to put it in everything? Like, does it really make skincare that much better? They're just makeup wipes. Oh, damn. I'm a little disappointed. There's literally like, but I'm a little bit bummed because I feel like there's no real makeup in here that I can use. Like, I don't have an eyeshadow palette to test or a lipstick to try on or anything like that. All I have is this setting powder that you're not even gonna be able to see, and these sponges that are gonna put on foundation that didn't come in the box. So, I'm a little disappointed. Now this could be amazing. So, I mean, we'll see. Let's try some stuff on. Let me not jump too much into it yet, but let's see. So I have already cleansed my face and I did use toner, but that's all I've done. So I am going to go in with the Kate Somerville Biomimicking Peptides, and it says to use 1 to 2 drops on cleansed skin. Doesn't say whether to shake. I'm gonna give it a little shake. Let's do a drop on each cheek, Instagram style. Oh wow, so I don't know if you can tell, but this isn't dripping down my face. It's very almost thick. Let's see. So as you can probably guess, it's really hard to give first impressions on a skincare product. So far, I would say that this feels a bit thicker than I was expecting. I was expecting something like a really lightweight serum. This did feel a bit thicker, but again, it does feel like it's sinking into my skin nicely, and it's sort of, I don't know, I do like the texture, but I guess we'll have to see, and I will let you guys know next month what I thought of this. And I forgot to use the facial radiance pads. Great. Just to show you, this is almost like, does anyone remember the OxyClean pads from like the early 90s? That, I mean, I think the Noxzema girl used to use them. If you remember who the Noxzema girl is, it's probably time for an eye cream. But anyway, these are individual little disposable cotton pads that have the product already in there. And what I like to do is I like to store them. I will, grab one off the top and do it like that. And then I store them upside down so that all of the liquid can disperse, because otherwise it'll be like, you know how with Clorox wipes, like that you clean your counter with, there'll just be like a pool of liquid at the bottom by the time you're done using them. That will prevent that. So again, I've used these. I do like them okay. I don't love them. I don't hate them. Take that as you will. So these Luxie sponges are interesting. It says that it is for bake, contour, and detail. So this one is actually pointy, and I'm guessing that's for baking and doing a line here. So maybe I'll try baking a little bit. I'm not a baking kind of girl, but I wanted to use it for its purpose so I can show you all. And then this one, it says it's for contour, so maybe I can try my cream contour with this one. And then this one says detail, so I'll use this for under the eyes. Ooh, this feels very dense and hard, which is usually my dislike of any sponges that are not beauty blenders, but I'm gonna go get these drenched and I'll be right back. All right, so I've put on my foundation and I've been using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I really, really do like this. I know I keep saying it. It is such light coverage, so if you're not a light coverage person, you will hate it, but I went for color Light 6W. This is just, it's so comfortable to me and I really like it, but I'm gonna go in with my concealer, which is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I'm gonna lay that on a little bit thicker than normal, just so I can really test this sponge. I am going in with the Precision Sponge from Luxie, and I'm just gonna kind of pounce that in gently. I will say the shape of this sponge is very nice because it comes to such a fine point. It really can get in the corner of your eye, which I have a little trouble doing that with the regular beauty blender, so that's nice. Okay, so this sponge did do a really nice job. I wish it wasn't white because it's already kind of gross, but that is besides the point. This sponge did do a nice job. It is definitely a little more dense than a beauty blender, but it is not as dense and namely hard as a Real Technique sponge. Next, I'm gonna try the contouring sponge, which is this angled one. I'm going to use, as always, my Pixi Multi-Stick Balm. And draw that on and then blend it out with the sponge from Luxie. See if it does a good job. I almost never blend out my contour with a sponge, so I don't know if you're still supposed to pounce or if you're supposed to drag it. Let's try both. So I feel like that took away most of the product, which is weird. Like, it's definitely on here, so maybe I'll pounce and not drag. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I think it's just that my preference is not to apply my contour with a sponge. I really prefer just doing it with a brush. This does give a very natural look though. Okay, let's bake, shall we? I'm gonna take some of the Ciate powder and pour it in the lid. And I'm going to take the baking sponge and load up on it and carve out that cheekbone. I am not gonna bake under my eyes, even though I know that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm not 15 years old anymore, so that just doesn't look good on me. But I am going to take my Moda BMX 100 powder brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit of that and just kind of set my forehead. While that's baking, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick eye look, and I think I'm just gonna use my Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn palette. I have a little something in mind that I really wanna try, and it could fail miserably, but I'm just gonna speed through this real quick, and then we will get to taking off this baking powder and see my results. All right, so I didn't think I was gonna be able to show you the makeup wipes today, but it turns out that I am, because this was my first time using the light blue shadow from the Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn palette, and I think I'm pretty confident in saying it's the worst eyeshadow I've ever used. That specific eyeshadow in the palette is the worst. It is the thickest shadow I've ever felt, yet it was so chunky, and I have light blue fallout everywhere. That is so disappointing to me because I love every other shade I've tried in here, literally every single other shade. Like this Horizon shade, which is that bright orange, is insane. I really love it, but that light blue is awful. My eyeliner wouldn't go well over it. It was just like, because it's so chunky, like it was skipping everywhere, the worst. So let's try some hemp wipes, shall we? Okay, these don't particularly smell, I will say that, but I'm gonna have to redo under my eye. So there is still light blue glitter everywhere, but honestly, I don't think that's a fault of this makeup wipe. I do think it's a fault of that horrible, horrible eyeshadow. All right, time to brush off this bake and let's see. Is that a crazy white cast or is that just me? Look how white that looks in this light, and I'm buffing it out. So I don't feel like it carved out my contour at all. I don't feel like it did a good job of baking, but again, I'm not the expert baker here, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. There is blue glitter everywhere. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do my blush, bronzer, highlighter, and lips, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the retail value of this month's box was $186, and I have to admit that overall, I am disappointed in this month's box. The Kate Somerville Active Concentrates, so far, I mean, it seems nice, but I can't really give an opinion on this, and this was the big ticket item in the box, so I will have to keep you updated next month, but as of right now, it felt fine. My foundation went on fine over it, so I have no complaints about it. The First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads, again, I'm sorry, I forgot to use it on camera, but I have used these in the past, and they're nice, they're okay. I don't love them, but I'm fine with them, they're okay. The sponge set, also, I'm fine with it. I don't love them, but I am fine with them. I'm more fine with these than the Real Technique sponges that I've used in the past. I do feel like these are dense, but not too dense. I don't know how often I'm gonna use these for contouring or baking. I will probably, honestly, just use the tip of these and do my foundation because I do like doing my foundation with a sponge. This little guy was very nice. It got really nice in the corners there, so that was okay. As far as the makeup wipes, I mean, as of right now, I can tell that they're makeup wipes. I don't know what else I can say about that. And this powder seemed okay. I did dust it on my forehead, and I did notice that this might be one that I would want to use a sponge for and kind of press it in, because otherwise I did notice a little bit of like fallout, and it kind of went places and then stayed there. Like, for example, I'm wearing all black like I do every single day. And there was kind of like a dusting of white powder, made it look like I had a nasty case of dandruff, which I don't right now. I have had dandruff in the past. It's cute. Aren't we cute? But yeah, I can't help but say that I am a little bit bummed. You know what? I want to look and see what I could have gotten in this box, because maybe there were some amazing things and that's what people were talking about. Let me check. Okay, so I'm seeing there was an Iconic London Day to Slay eyeshadow palette. It's all pinky neutrals. I wouldn't have wanted that, even though the retail value is $62, which is nice. There was... I could have gotten a full-size Becca Cosmetics foundation. Why couldn't I have gotten that? There was also something called QMS Medi Cosmetics Intensive Eye Care, and it's a $132 eye cream. Woo! So maybe that makes you look like a glowing baby angel? Okay, now I'm really bummed. It looks like Alamar Cosmetics came out with more brushes, and these look so beautiful. Oh my gosh, these are all beautiful face brushes. Oh, I'm really bummed. I would have loved to get those, to the point where I might look and see where and how I can buy those, because they look so beautiful. There was also an Amika Supernova Moisture and Shine Hair Cream for $25. I'm sure that was fine, but I don't use a whole lot of hair products in general. There were some self-tanning drops. I don't need those. Blah, 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 blah. Another cosmetic sponge. Another one of those Laura Geller baked illuminators, which I didn't like. And then a Kat Von D something or other, which hell no. So I guess the only thing that was a real bummer for me was the Alamar Cosmetics brushes. I would have really liked to try those, but it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to get an amazing box every month, but as always, I want you to comment down below. Let me know what you got in this month's box. Let me know if you loved your box this month, because I know my friend Stacy really loved hers, and I'm so pumped because that was her first one, and you only get one chance to make a good first impression. You all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. I do put out new videos here on YouTube every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Rockstar fam. And as always, you are super freaking rock stars, and I love you with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye. Let's see how the cat's doing. He's basically the same.